Hello, it's Councillor David Bell. I am the Mayor of the Surf Coast Shire and I thought I'd say a few words about our January meeting. One of the things we put through last night was the local food program. We've had a consultant working on various ideas about how to improve and increase the amount of local food that we have in the Surf Coast Shire. We've put out a discussion paper and we're hoping that everyone will have a look through that discussion paper and come back to us with ideas on how we can improve our local food growing, distribution, eating, enjoying. Bells Beach Hinterland Review was another thing that we discussed at our January Council meeting. It goes by the name of Amendment C121 and there's no rhyme or reason I can see to the numbering of these amendments. This one looks at the views from Bells Beach back up into the hinterland. And our aim there is to strengthen the planning in that area to make sure we don't get high-rise towers or massive clearing of the land, that we maintain that view from Bells Beach pretty much as it's been put. When my children come here in 50 years' time, all they'll see is the trees have grown a bit. We can't quite perhaps be as prescriptive as that, but we had 43 submissions to our proposals. That was enough for us to then say we've sorted some of them, we'll get a panel. The independent panel appointed by Panels Victoria listens to the submissions, reads greatly on all the written submissions for people who didn't come and speak to them, and then they make recommendations. We have looked at those recommendations and the submissions and we've said, this is pretty good, we like it, we'll put it to the Minister as it is now and see what happens. We hope the Minister will, in the due course, just pass it as we've put it up. Another thing we looked at in our January meeting was the Domestic Animal Management Plan, sometimes known as the DAMP Plan, and I did like the line, can we all participate in it? What we're aiming for with this plan is to a community where everyone harmoniously lives together, with people with cats and people with dogs and people without cats or dogs, all manage to get along together. There are behavioural issues with dogs that upset people, that dog lovers say, oh, he won't hurt you. But someone who's scared of dogs doesn't know that. So we need to work out where we can walk our dogs, on lead, off lead, how we interact with people who may or may not like the dogs. And then we get to the cats, and there's another one that's very divisive. We have one councillor who loves cats. I'm not sure about the others, but she always feels we put too much attention on dogs. Not sure. But we need to be careful about how our cats interact in the environment, to make sure they're not out there taking out the native birds, taking out the little lizards and things, keeping them confined at night so they're not in the neighbour's sandpit digging up and leaving their calling cards. We're hopeful to get input from everyone in the community, not just the animal owners, not just the pet lovers, but people who also use the beaches and their views on how we're managing dog behaviour on beaches. It will be an interesting process, and given we have a very high rate of pet ownership in this shire, I think a very extensive process. I hope you can all contribute. Thank you.